Welcome back to GodStitchd. I'm back here with another one. Today's video is on prom dresses. It's prom season, so I figure it's only right. And today we're going to go over this pink joint that I just did. It's fairly easy, except for that bottom part that you just seen. So the first thing we're going to do is get our bodice piece. If you don't have any, I have a link for the one that I used in the description. First thing I did was put it on the fold, which is the pattern. The pattern piece I put on the fold. I just ended up cutting it out, opening it up, and that's what I'm gonna use for the back. Now I use that same cutout that I used for the front, which I had a mesh piece of fabric that I end up using, cutting it out, armhole. That's gonna give me my front piece. So now you should have two pieces, the front piece and your back piece. So next, after I did that, I end up using a skirt pattern, which is also in the description below for the one that I use. I end up cutting that on the fold, using that same piece to cut the back. So now you got a front and back piece. Go ahead and cut that out like that. I mean, it's real simple if you think about it. So now you got your front piece, and then you got your back pieces. Once you get that together, you fold your back pieces together like that, pin it. Do the same thing with the front. Take that over to the sewing machine, sew that up. You got something that look like that. That's your front, you got your back. Boom. You can already kind of see it. It's kind of forming. So once I did that, now to the back pieces, I want to sew a line down the middle. Well, actually cut a line down the middle. That way I can fit my zipper in. What I'm doing here is I actually made like a dip in the waistline, like a 1-inch dip that I cut into the waistline. So when I do put the zipper in, it can give me that flat lay in the back. That way your zipper won't pucker in the back and give you that little bulky, zipper look. So it's almost a straight line, but you dip in on the waistline when you cut it. After that, I went on here and put the zipper in, pinned it in place on an open seam in the back. Took it over to the sewing machine, sewed that boy on up. Move that zip out the way. Flip it, turn it. Go ahead and sew that on up. All together, this dress didn't take too long to make. It's fairly simple. And after you sew your zipper in, that's when you want to break that seam open with a seam ripper. And that's going to open up that zipper in the back for you. You put the front to the back, for right sides facing, you pin it. Pin that boy in place. Take that boy over to the sewing machine and sew it on up on the edges, as well as the shoulder seams. Sew that boy on up, cut it. You should have something like that. Now you can already kind of see it kind of forming. She looking good already. You just gotta cover up a little bit. Now the bottom part, you want to cut a hole in the waistline. If y'all want tutorials on how to do that, I'll give it to y'all, but right now I'm just showing you the process of it all. You want to make like a half circle skirt. I got it on a fold. You put that to the side. Next thing you want to do is get a whole bunch of tools. I don't even know how many tools I grab, or bundles of tools I grabbed. It had to have been like 6, 7 bundles. What you want to do is cut it in half, fresh out the package. Cut that boy right down the middle as much as you can. I recommend cutting in layers. I tried to cut the whole thing with scissors. See how that went. Use your rotary cutter, anything you can to cut that boy up. And what you want to do is cut these mugs in squares, right? Whether it's 8 by 8 or 10 by 10 inches, you want to cut them in squares. The bigger the squares, the more fuller the bottom will be. Once you get those squares, you want to pinch them in the middle, right? Pinch it down the middle, you fold it over, and at the point of that pinch, you sew them all together. So what you're doing is you just grabbing them, pinching it, and sew it at that point where you pinched at. Now you're gonna do this for about 10 years. No, but seriously though, this was the longest process of the dress. This was the most time consuming, really. Like, honestly, it took me about, I want to say about 2-3 days of it, of pinching, folding, and sewing. I mean, it was times I had to come back to this. I couldn't do that in one setting. Once you do that, this is how it look. You see it's pinched, and then you get a big strand of gathered tulle that you're gonna sew on that circle skirt bottom part that we did earlier. You know, so you're gonna have that, and that's what you're gonna put on that circle skirt. I mean, you can see I was in it like day in and day out. Like, when I tell you I was tired, man, I actually undercharged myself for this dress. Never again though. But no, look, so once you get that circle skirt, I'll mark like 2 inches apart, like a line of 2 inches, because these are the lines that we're gonna sew those strips of tulle to. And once you get that together, you pretty much, it's like a home stretch after that. You get your bodice piece, you know, you cut that off the, you know, the mesh that it's on. And at this point, it's a done deal. You're really pretty much just sewing the top to the bottom and hand stitching a bodice piece to the top, and then that's pretty much it. As you can see, I cut the bodice piece out. But yeah, man, there you have it. That's pretty much the look of it all. That's pretty much the process of it all. Y'all got any questions, just let me know. If y'all want a full, you know, distinctive tutorial, step by step, let me know. But for right now, I'm just giving y'all the process of it, you know, what it takes to put one of these together. Yeah, man. That's about it.